Shimon, thank you. And joining us now to talk about the threats against the nation's capital is Democratic Congressman Ted Lieu of California. He also served as an impeachment manager in the last trial. Congressman, thank you for being with us. Sources are telling us that Lieutenant General Russell Honore, retired, has completed his Capitol Hill review, recommending the addition of 1,000 more officers to protect the Capitol and lawmakers in their home districts and states. Is that enough to prevent another attack?
Thank you, Brianna, for your question. I previously served on active duty in the United States military because I believe America is an exceptional country. I never thought I'd see the day when we have to deploy military troops to protect our nation's capital against ourselves. And the Republican leaders can reduce the risk of further political violence by simply saying one simple, truthful sentence: the election was not stolen. The refusal to do that is why we need more Capitol Police officers, as Russell Honore has recommended, and why National Guard troops are still patrolling our Capitol today.
Is this enough, this recommendation by Honore, 1,000 additional officers to protect the Capitol, but also to protect lawmakers like yourself in your home districts, your home states? Is that enough to prevent another attack?
That would depend on, again, what Republican leaders do. If they continue to perpetuate the big lie and inflame white supremacy groups and other groups that somehow this election was stolen, then we're always going to be at risk of attacks on our nation's capital. If they, however, tell the American people the truth, tell their base that Joe Biden won fair and square, then I don't think we're going to need all these troops or, in fact, all these police officers.
When it comes to the delayed response of getting help to Congress on the day of the insurrection, there's been a lot of blame going around about this massive delay. You know that this has been part of the case, having been a House manager in the impeachment trial. Do you have any evidence that the Trump administration delayed a response because of the protesters' politics, because of their political leanings?
Based on recent testimony, we do know that the request for National Guard troops went out very quickly. And then there was this delay at the Pentagon. And I think we need to hear from the Pentagon officials why that request was not approved. At the same time, the former president was watching on TV the same thing all of us were watching. The minute he realized there was an attack on our Capitol, all he had to do was make a phone call and National Guard troops would have been there. Instead, he sent another tweet attacking then Vice President Mike Pence. That's what Trump was doing.
The House Speaker, pardon me, the House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, denied that threats about today, this is part of the QAnon conspiracy theory, that today would be the day that Trump would ascend to the presidency. She's denied that that was the sole reason for canceling what was to be the House in session today. It certainly was part of it, though. I think there's no denying that. How is that not conspiracy theorists dictating the schedule of the House of Representatives?
So there were at least two reasons for their schedule change. One is because of the increased risk of further political violence on today. Second is the Republicans are doing their retreat. And so they now don't have to vote today and they can go to their retreat. At the same time, what we did is we sped up this schedule. So in fact, we actually did bills yesterday that we were going to do today.
No,
so
and look, Congressman, I get that. I guess my point is it's pretty extraordinary that this is the situation that Congress, that the House of Representatives at least, is scheduling around conspiracy theorists.
Oh, yes, absolutely. It is absolutely ridiculous that in the United States of America, we have people who continue to believe these crazy conspiracy theories, like I drink the blood of little babies, or somehow I'm a Satan worshiper and I'm working with this deep cabal of people in the federal government. Unfortunately, people do believe that. In the wake of January 6th, the insurrection cited by the former president, we now have to take all these threats of attack seriously. And so, yes, you do see this alteration of the schedule. And we can fix this if Republican leaders simply would tell their base the truth that Joe Biden won fair and square.
Congressman Lieu, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.